Hi, friends. Hello, hello. How are you all doing? Today we're going to have live with me, attorney Alena Shautsova. We're going to discuss the most interesting recent immigration news. And of course, as announced in the title of this live, we're going to see what crazy things are being discussed by the Republicans that they're planning, or perhaps they would love to do, and maybe they even do it. They will do it. I don't know. In immigration, I'm telling you, it is worth your time because I don't think you heard anything like that before. So thank you very much for joining. Pardon my voice. I have been battling something, and for that reason, I had no voice for the entire week, and I didn't have live this past Tuesday. So today is the first live, I think, in a couple of weeks. So I'm sorry if my voice is cracking. I will try to drink water. Let me know if you can hear me well. Say hello. Don't forget to like, share the stream. Let me know where you're watching from, of course. And don't forget about your questions. We're also going to be discussing your guys' questions. Send me your hearts if you're watching me on TikTok. Hi, my TikTok people. And if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, say hello. Hi, Ali. Hi, Olga. Hi, Amnish. Hi, Mr. Kaur. Hi, Mix. Hi, guys. And we're going to start. Well, first of all, interestingly enough, which is, of course, not so bad, Trump announced his picks for key immigration offices, CBP, ICE, and Department of Homeland Security. The good thing about these picks is that all of these people have tons of experience. Listen, hopefully, if you lasted that long in the government, you probably know at least something about something. Doesn't mean that they're going to be in favor of very liberal democratic policies, of course, but these people served under Democrats as well. But it also doesn't mean that they will be completely awful. Why? Because these people worked under different administrations, and it seems that they did their job. We'll see what's going to happen. Of course, they are on the Republican side. Obviously, all these people. Some of them they served during the Trump's first administration, and one of them, at least, according to the news sources, was the person here. He is on the screen, who was responsible for implementing Title 42 and third country conditions, bars to asylum during the first administration. But that because those regulations were in place, and this person was responsible for the border, a very important part of the border, I believe, in California. And of course, they do have a lot of experience with implementing various regulations. So PICSA announced, no surprises there. I wouldn't say that it's surprising or we didn't know what's going to happen. We knew, of course, Trump is going to be appointing people who are close to his views. That's kind of self-explanatory. So that by itself is not something shocking or terrible. But what I wanted to share with you today is some other interesting announcements that are in the news. And I do not know if you already read anything about this or not, but trust me, it's surprising. It's surprising. So what is being discussed right now, it's not even mass deportations. They settled on that. By the way, I shared this, and you probably saw it already, that even Biden's administration was planning expanding detention and deportations. Why? Because they, for the entire past year, they were acquiring detention beds, contracting private immigration jails. So something was cooking no matter what, right? But this, what I'm going to talk about, this is new. So what they're talking about now is that in addition to mass deportations and sending people homes, they're trying to grab your money. How? imposing, not in a law yet in most states, but imposing a tax on your transfers to your home countries. They say that in Oklahoma, there is already 1% tax on international wire transfers. And in 2016 and 2015, Oklahoma made $13 million by taxing those transactions. Well, the article goes further. They're saying that, they're estimating that at least, according to some data, at least about $140 billion are being sent out by everyone, not just people with no status, out of the United States to people's homes countries, foreign countries, private transactions. They estimated at least close to 20% of that money, or about $46 billion, can be attributed to illegal immigrants. And it seems that they may grab that money. By how much out of the transaction they want? Not 1%. What's written in that article, if I read it correctly, it's 50%, half. So half of the money they're going to grab. That's what they say. They may do. But this is being discussed, all right? So this is being discussed. Knowing Trump and knowing how he is in favor of various economic ways to put pressure on people, I will not be surprised if they will impose something like that, some kind of a percentage on this wire transfers. I have no idea how they will determine who is legal and who is illegal by last name, so I don't know. Maybe they won't even. Maybe they will just make this percentage, just like Oklahoma did, 1% on all transactions, regardless of your status. I don't know. But this is very interesting and quite crazy. Would you not agree with me? And here I remembered that a while ago, when Republicans offered their version of the immigration reform, they also stated that they would love to have a new tax for people who would like to fix their status. That proposal, I believe, had about 2.5% of the taxable income amount. That's what they were talking about. But here we go. They're going after the money again, or they will, or they're trying. This is something you need to know. I think it's worth to discuss that. Let me know what you think about that. I'm, for example, of an opinion that instead of doing all this crazy stuff, they should allow people to fix their immigration status. If it's through money, that's fine. If you're telling me that there is a fine to pay, and one person pays that fine, they're going to get temporary residence, work permit, or a green card, that's fine with me. But it's interesting that now they're just trying to talk about transactions that people earn here. Many people do pay taxes on that money. Remember, some people don't, but many people do already pay taxes on that money, because you can pay taxes in the United States, and you should, using tax ID. So in addition to being taxed through this tax ID, paying taxes on your earnings, paying taxes, obviously, when you make purchases in most of the states and things like that, there is an income tax. They want to tax your transactions. When you take the money that you earned already and going to pay taxes on it, or already pay taxes on it, and you're going to be transferring to your home country, helping the people who are in need, they want to grab percentage of that money as well. What do you think about that? Let me know. Now, if you guys have questions, we're going to discuss those questions. I know it's been a while. Let me see. I have tons of questions from TikTokers. Send me your hearts, guys. I hope everybody's doing fantastic. How, Samuel? I came with a C1D, married to a US citizen. Can I get a work permit? No, you can't. If you guys came in on C1D, you won't be able to adjust status in the United States. You need to choose I-601A route. That's how it can be fixed. And it takes forever right now. I would say about 2.5 to 3 years. All right. Hi, Kaka. Hi, Assad. Yep. That's what's happening. Hi, Mix. Will the asylum seekers whose file has been in court of appeals since 2021 and is still pending be deported by Trump? They cannot deport you until your order is final. If you are waiting for the decision from the appellate court, the order is not final. You should be all right, okay? If I understood your situation correctly. Hi, Bolly Holly, thank you very much for your kind words. Let me know if you have any questions. Hi, Sipa, I just received my green card. Can I apply for my husband? He overstayed and applied for asylum since 2015, never called for the interview. You can start the process for your husband by filing I-130. That's what you can do. But your husband will not be able to finalize the process and get his green card until you become a US citizen. All right, that's how it works. That's how it works. Hi, Shami. 7 years ago, I got robbed. Can I file for a U visa now? In fact, if God forbid something happened to you, there is no statute of limitation as to when you can file for that U visa. But you do need to have a U visa certification. And what happens if you wait for too long after the incident occurs to ask the police or the prosecutor for that U visa certification? They may just not be willing to sign it for you. So what you need to do is you need to go to the police precinct where the case was hopefully filed. Without the report, guys, you can't do anything. And request the U visa certification to be signed. If they sign it for you, you can file for the U visa. Now, you can win the U visa if you can demonstrate that in addition to being a victim of a crime, you also suffered damages. So I do not know what happened during that robbery, but if you suffered emotional distress that you can prove, you suffered, of course, financial damage, but financial damage by itself usually is not enough unless it's huge financial damage or devastating financial damage. You know, we're all different. For somebody, $500 can be their life savings, okay? And if it sets you back years and so on and so forth, then you may have a case depending on your situation. A lot of people, after they're robbed, they suffered from PTSD. They're just afraid, and understandably, they're afraid to be in their home. They're afraid to be out in the streets. It's crazy, right? You don't expect usually being robbed. And very often robbery also involves violence, threats, weapons. If that's the case, then of course, chances of receiving U visa are very high. The drawback of the U visa, that it takes forever. All right, it takes forever. The good side of the U visa that it takes forever is that, generally speaking, under almost every administration, people who are waiting for the U visa are not being actively deported. All right, let me see. Hi, safe code. When I applied in 2021, due to COVID, I received my green card in 2024. When can I file for naturalization? You can file for naturalization, usual rule, when 4 years and 9 months passed from the date printed on your green card, resident since, not from the time you applied, from the date it says resident since, okay? And if you received your green card based on marriage to a US citizen, then it's 3 years, not 5 years, or 2 years and 9 months that you can file for the green card. They allow you to file for it 90 days earlier, all right? All right, hi Guri. My case in IS office from 2021, no status yet. On the URA, no hearing date or anything. Can you help? Can I help? I do not know. I need to know what's happening. I have a video as to what to do if there is no hearing date for your case. Sometimes there is no hearing date and then it appears. You can file a motion requesting to advance your hearing date. I do not know if you want to do that, if you have a strong case. realistically speaking, not everyone has a strong case, and not everyone wants to go through the hearing. Sometimes people just do not want to testify. Sometimes people crumble when they go to court, no matter how much time you spend preparing them. When the judge puts a little bit of pressure on them, saying, listen, I don't think you have a strong case. I'm probably going to deny your case. People don't want to go forward with the case. I don't judge anybody, but you have to understand that it may happen if you are a vulnerable person, okay? Then you make your decisions. Do you want to pressure the court to give you the date? Because the court is not always butterflies and roses when you go there. Not every judge is very friendly, even the judge with a good approval rate. Not every judge is very hostile as well, but you have to understand, if you are somebody who is not sure if you will be able to withstand the pressure, if you're somebody who is not sure if you, when you lose your case, you would like to go through appeal, then do you want to have that case heard sooner, or do you rather stay in a shadow? So all that has to be taken into consideration before you're going to start pressuring the court to give you that court date. That's just the reality, okay? There is no lawyer alive that can win every single case, because it's not only up to the lawyer, it's also up to the judge, it's also up to the prosecutor, and it's up to you as well, okay? Very important. If you do not want to invest into your case, you do not want to pay for the expert, you do not want, to change jurisdiction when your lawyer advised you that you have to move, then why would you want to have that hearing done? Just to lose your case quickly? Hi, Screech and Luno. What about the Asylum from 2018? No interview until now. What about it, guys? A lot of people are in the same situation, and yours is not the worst. 6 years waiting for asylum interview, it's about average now, even on the shorter side. A lot of people are waiting for 8 years, and some people I met are waiting for 10 years. Even though, if you look at the official questions and answers from the asylum office, they're saying they don't really have that many cases of people who are waiting for the asylum interview for 10 years. But guess what? They do exist. They do exist. If you can comment and let me know how long you've been waiting for your asylum interview. Hi, Holy Bolly. Hello, I have a court hearing removal proceedings. I'm from Afghanistan. Is it possible to dismiss my court case? Which one is a good hearing, or USCIS for the processing of the case? Why do you want to dismiss your case? I mean, I do not know. Maybe you have your reasons. Maybe there are some bars to asylum that you're worried about. But generally speaking, there is a lot of country conditions to support that situation in Afghanistan is far from ideal, especially if you're somebody who is advocating for more liberal values, women's rights. I think your case should be very strong. Of course, it depends on what happened in your particular case, what history with immigration courts you have, and who your judge is. But, usually you have better chances with the court to have the asylum case to be approved than with USCIS, unless something happened between you and the judge, right? Sometimes you're walking into the case and you think, the client has a decent case, but the judge just has this vibe against your client. And I don't know, something happened previously. It can be something that happened between the judge and the previous representative. And unfortunately, it may be carried through the case. It's just the truth. That's what happens sometimes. Hi, Morir. I was arrested for a crime that was falsely accused of by my US citizen wife, and the case was dismissed. My VAWA was approved. My I-45 is still pending. Can I travel out with my advanced parole? The case was dismissed. You have to know something. I do not know why the case was dismissed, all right? Case may be dismissed for various reasons. If it was dismissed for, like, well, the case was started, so there was probable cause. That's a problem. But if the case was dismissed for something that there was no evidence and things like that, you are absolutely safe in that situation. Why you may not be safe with immigration, even if the case is dismissed, is because for immigration purposes, dismissal by itself is not 100% shield against possible accusations of you committing a crime without being punished for it criminally. Okay? So, how and why it happens? When the officer of the law, CBP agent or immigration agent, is asking you, what happened? Tell me what happened. And sometimes person says, well, we were fighting with my wife. She hit me and I was defending myself and I pushed her back. That may be the truth, but it also means that you did do something, all right? It could have been a completely different situation where, as you stated, she was falsely accusing you. Nothing, you did nothing wrong. Why then you were arrested to begin with? Where the probable cause for the arrest came from? I do not know. But let's say everything was a mistake, which happens, all right? Then you should sue the cops for bad prosecution. They shouldn't have started the case to begin with. Most of the times, you should be fine, most of the times. But I suspect in a case of a domestic violence that was dismissed, okay, you may be called for VAWA interview. Now, you know, USS officially announced that they will be calling people who filed for VAWA and green cards based on VAWA for interviews. You have to get prepared very well for questioning about what happened, because dismissal by itself, unfortunately, is not 100% shield against accusations that you're still guilty of something wrong, especially domestic violence, for immigration purposes. All right? This is very important to understand. All right. Hi, Adrian. Can I apply for U visa if I lost more than 70K for investment contract and 8K for immigration lawyer? I have court judgment and lawyer loss license. I don't know what happened with the lawyer. I'm not trashing other lawyers here, okay? You have to know that. 70,000 you lost in investment. Can you file for the U visa? Well, the U visa has qualifications, have a list of crimes. See in the instructions to the U visa if the crime that was committed, if there was a crime, not just financial loss, civil loss, fits one of the crimes on the list. If it does, 70,000 may be a significant amount of money compared to your income and your lifestyle. For Jeff Bezos, 70 grand is nothing, guys. I think he makes that much in a second or split of a second. Most of us, it's a crazy large amount of money to lose. How did it affect your life? Did it cause you emotional stress? What happened? Do you have records? Have you complained? But remember, you also have to have the criminal case against the person. And the crime the person was charged with has to be one of the crimes from the list of the crimes according to the U visa regulations. All right? So here, you got a free consultation on that. All right? Go check. Show it to an attorney if you want to, if there was a criminal case, and see if you have a chance. It's worth digging in. U visa is a good status if you get it. Also, your family qualifies for that as well, right? Let me see if we have more questions. Thank you guys, by the way, for your gifts and for your hearts and for good vibes. I need some good vibes today. Let me see what we have. Hi, Randy. If get picked by ICE, will I guess have a chance to see a judge if I was living in the United States for more than 15 years already, if you don't have a previous order of removal and you're not an aggravated felon, you should absolutely have a chance to see the judge. 15 years, it's more than 10. Arguably, if you have qualifying family members, you may qualify for cancellation of removal and have a defense. Some of you may qualify for withholding of removal. Withholding of removal is when you're afraid to go back to your country because of protected grounds under the law, not just because protected grounds. You're a member of a particular social group, because of religion, because of nationality, race, or political beliefs, okay? If you've been here for 15 years, chances are you missed your deadline to file for asylum. But regardless, if you still have concerns and fear that is objective and subjective, and there is a chance for you being harmed, persecuted in your home country, you may still qualify for something in removal proceedings, withholding of removal. My point is this. Are we going to wait till Trump is going to start something in the end of January, or are you going to consult with an attorney now and see what your strategy to defend yourself may be and prepare yourself? Have some records, have some lawyers, have something in the row, prepared. God forbid you get picked up. Hopefully you will never be picked up. But if you are, how are you going to defend yourself? Please, guys, understand it's very important. You need to have the plan. Some people call me. I have a lot of consultations now. They call me. And some people, I say, listen, you're fine. First of all, I don't think you will be picked up because you're actually in legal status or you have something pending. Nobody's going to be interested in you. And for some people, we develop a strategy saying, listen, this is what we can do if something happens. It doesn't mean you need to start doing anything right now. Maybe you can't do anything right now. If you're not in removal proceedings, you can't file for cancellation of removal. But you can get prepared by collecting your records. Filing taxes, guys, very important. Very important to file the taxes, okay? And tax season is coming up. Hi, Kasira, I need a lawyer. There are tons of immigration lawyers. You don't have to come to me. Tons of us, so many immigration lawyers. Call them up, see who you like, all right? Make that initial contact. Do your research. Hi, how long can I wait to marry again after divorce? And the first marriage didn't go well. I'm sorry to hear that you had a divorce. It's always very stressful, very upsetting. But some states do not have any restrictions as to when you can get married again. I've heard that some states do, okay? For immigration purposes, they don't really care. There is no specific timeline as to how long you have to wait to get married again so that marriage is going to look real. It has to be real. You may wait for 6 months. You may wait only for 2 weeks. But as long as you have a strong case, you'll be fine. Prepare it well, all right? That's how it works. All right, thank you very much, guys, for your stars and hearts and your gifts. You're very, very generous. Hi, Victor. I am protected by 245I and I have DACA. What options do you have? Well, if you can benefit from 245I, you should probably look for an employer who can sponsor you, all right? And if you find somebody, then you should be able to adjust your status. Play DV lottery if you're from one of the countries that are eligible, Hey, I had just applied for VAWA case, but I have not received receipt yet. So am I okay to stay in the United States? Well, you are in the United States already. So it takes some time to get the receipt, usually 30 to 60 days. And hopefully it's going to come and you'll be fine. So don't freak out, all right? You'll be all right. Can you stay in the United States? You're obviously going to be here. Where else are you going to be going? Well, your VAWA case is pending, right? But VAWA, technically speaking, VAWA by itself, VAWA filing, does not give you status. There is an approach in immigration that if you filed for humanitarian benefit, they allow you to go through the system. But filing for VAWA, that I-360 receipt, does not give you any status. I-130 receipt doesn't give you any status, right? When VAWA is approved, guys, then you get deferred action. Then you are paroled, all right? And you get a work permit. That's different. But for now, I think you're fine, okay? If I get citizenship based on asylum, but now my mom very sick, can I travel to see her? I'm sorry to hear that your mom is sick. If you don't have any other choice and you have to travel to see your mom, that's what you're going to do anyway, right? Regardless of what I'm saying to you. I guess the question will be what document you're going to be using to travel to your home country. You have to use US citizen passport. If you do that, you're 100% fine. If you don't do that, and Trump is back in the office, I do not know what's going to happen. Technically speaking, the last time around, Trump's administration raised this issue that there are a lot of asylum seekers who get asylum in the United States and then travel to their home country as fast as they can after they get the green cards. And I think this issue will be raised again during this administration. Now, you are a citizen, but there are international rules. If you enter the country using passport of whatever country, you're considered to be that citizen whose passport you used at the entry, even though you may hold a different citizenship as well. What does it mean? Well, it means that if you're going to go back to your home country, not using US citizen passport, but using the passport of your home country, it's like you're claiming that citizenship again. And it may be a problem because when you're coming back, if you're questioned about that, or government knows about that, they learn about that, they may accuse you of fraudulent asylum, suspect fraudulent asylum, and start investigation against you. All right? Especially now, when they're saying that every immigrant should be scrutinized, screened, and so on and so forth. All right? But I hope your mom's going to feel better. I hope she's going to get better. I hope she would be able to travel somewhere else so you don't have to have the stress of making these very difficult decisions. Okay. Hi, Yak. Hi, on W-2 grounds, can a U.S. citizen spouse be denied immigrant visa abroad? W-2, what does it mean? I don't know. If previously denied B1, B2. I'm not sure what W-2 stands for. If you would educate me a little bit, I'll be happy to comment on the question. All right. All right. Hi, Ali. Thank you very much for your notes. Hi, Omeke. Good evening to everybody. Well, guys, this is what I wanted to discuss with you today. That the government not only is planning mass deportations, they're planning mass confiscations, it seems, of your money if you don't have status in the United States. And again, I don't know if it's ever going to come to that. I hope it won't. But it seems they have serious discussions about that. And I will not be surprised if it's going to happen. Have no idea how exactly they're going to carry this out, how they're going to separate people who have status versus those who don't. Tons of US citizens send money abroad, tons. I can assume they will not be happy about this as well. But here where we stand right now, if you want to discuss any other immigration concerns, please comment. Hopefully next week I'll be feeling even better and I will be able to have another live. For now, guys, have a great weekend. Do your research, get prepared, and I hope to see you soon.